Hi everyone, how are you all? Let's solve the review of chapter 9. Here we have choose the best term from the box. Number 1. Different fractions that name the same amount are called equivalent fraction. Number 2 is made up of a whole number and the fraction is a mixed number. Number 3, to add like a fraction, we have to add the numerator and we use the same denominator. Here we have write the fraction or a mixed number for the shaded part. Here we have how many shaded part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we write 5 over all the part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we have how many shaded square we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we write 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or we can write it as how many shaded parts we have. All circle is a shaded. 1 circle, 2 circle, divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we have 3 rectangles with all shaded parts, so we write the 3 as a whole number and we write a fraction. 2 shaded part is 2/3. Here we have write equivalent fraction for each fraction. We can write equivalent fraction by multiply and you can also use a divide. Now you can't multiply the numerator and the denominator. Which number you want? Most easy number is 2. Now 1 times 2 is 2 and 2 times 2 is 4. That is one fraction. Let's write another fraction because the question asks us to write 2 equivalent fractions. So we can write 1 over half. We can multiply it by, let's say 5. Okay, now 1 times 5 is 5 and 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, and so on. Here we have write the fraction in simplest form. Simplest form, which is mean divide. Okay, now divide the numerator and the denominator by a number that's being a common between 9 and 12, which is mean is a multiple of 12 and 3. Okay, 9 and 12. We can divide it by 3 and 3, which is equal to 9 divided by 3 is 3 and 12 divided by 3 equal to 4. And here we have 6 over 10. We can divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. Now 6 divided by 2 is 3 and 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Here we have write greater than or less than or equal for each space. As I learned you, use the cross multiplication. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8 and 1 times 3 is 3. So 8 and 3, so we have to put a greater than. Okay, and you can solve all other questions like that. Here we have write each fraction as a mixed number. The meaning of mixed number, we have to write a whole number and a fraction. Now 7 divided by 2, let's make a long divide. Here is 7 and here is 2. Now how many 2 we have in 7 is 3. Now 3 times 2 is 6. Now minus 7 minus 6 is 1. Now how we write a whole number and a fraction? We write the quotient 3 as a whole number and put your fraction. Here we have 1, the quotient, the remainder is 1 and we write 2 as it is. Here we have 8 divided by 3 is 2 because 2 times 3 is 6. Now minus 8 minus 6 is 2. Now how we write a mixed number? The quotient is a whole number 2 and put your fraction. The remainder here, remainder is equal to the denominator put it here, and write the denominator as it is 3, and so on. Here we have find 5/8 plus 2/8. It's easy to add because we have a like denominator. Now 5 plus 2 is 7, and we keep 8 as it is. Same thing for subtract. But here we have unlike denominator. What we have to do, we have to write an equivalent fraction for 3/4 by multiply the numerator and the denominator by what? By 3 to make it 12. Now which is equal to 3 times 3 is 9, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now 1/12 plus 9/12, which is equal to 1 plus 9 is 10, and you keep 12 as it is. Same thing for subtract. Here we have add and subtract a mixed number. First we have to add the whole number. 7 plus 5 is 12, and 6 plus 3 is 9, and we keep 8 as it is. For subtract, 5 minus 2 is 3, and 8 minus 5 is also 3, and we keep 9 as it is. Okay, let's go to test prep. Here we have choose the best answer from number 1 to number 12. Number 1, what fraction means the shaded part? Now, how many shaded parts we have? 1, 2, 3. Divided by how many parts on the rectangle we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 3/8. So the answer is C. Here we have which fraction is in simplest form? Is it 3/12? No. Is it 6/8? Also no, because there is a common number between them. But it is a 5/6? Yes, 5/6. It is written in simplest form. Why? Because there is no common number between them. I cannot write it in simplest form. On number 3 we have which fractions are written in order from least to greatest. Here we have a fractions 1/4 and 5/6 and 3/8 with unlike denominators. So how are we gonna order them from least to greatest? Let's test. Is it 1/4, 5/6 and 3/8? It's ordered from least to greatest. Here I draw it as circles. Here we have 1/4. Let's shade it one part here. Here we have 5/6. So we have to shade it 5 part. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here we have 3/8. Shaded just the 3 parts. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now order them from least to greatest. It is so easy to doing that. Now which of them is least from the draw? Is 1/4. Then is it 5/6? No, it's so big. Okay, look how many shaded parts we have. Is it 3/8? Then 5/6. So the answer is A or B or C or D. I think it is B. No, it is C. Yes, it is C. And you can also find it by using a least common denominator between 4 and 8 and 6 is equal to 24. Okay, and you can drawing also. Here on number 5 we have jihats was these fractions are equivalent to 1/2, 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, and 5/10. Now if it contains this pattern, which fractions would be the next? Is it 6/11? No, it's 6/12. Yes, the answer is 6/12. Why? Because here is times by 2 is 2 over 2, times by 3 is 3 over 6, times by 4 is 4 over 8, times by 5 it is 5 over 10, and times by 6 is 6 over 12. Here we have 1 over 8 plus 1 over 4. We cannot add this to fraction. Why? Because we have unlike denominator. So we have to change this fraction. We write an equivalent fraction for 1 over 4 by multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2, which is equal to 1. 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. Now we can add 1 plus 2 is 3, and we keep 8 as it is. So where is 3 over 8? The answer is D. And here same thing, we have 9 over 10 minus 5 of 2 over 5. We cannot subtract because we have unlike denominator. We have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. Why by 2? Because to make it, we have to make it 10. Okay, now 2 times 2 is 4, and 5 times 2 is 10. Now 9 minus 4 is equal to 5, and we keep 10 as it is. Okay, so where is the right answer? Oh, we don't have here 5 over 10, which is mean we can write it in simplest form by divide the numerator and the denominator by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So the answer is C. And here we have on number 7, 4 and 2 over 3 plus 6 and 2 over 3. So we have to add 4 plus 6 is 10, and 2 plus 2 is 4, and we keep 3 as it is. So the answer is 10 and 4 over 3. But I don't have 10 and 4 over 3. I have 10 and 2 over 3. Is it right or not? Here we can divide it 4 by 3. Now 4 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, now 1 times 3 is 3 minus, here is 1. Now we get 1. This quotient, we can add it to this 10. It is being 11. Okay, and the remainder is 1 and 1 over 3. So the answer is D. Okay, we added this quotient, 1 plus 10 is 11. Okay, and the remainder 1 over 3. Here we have which expression is not equivalent to the others. A, 3 times 5 plus 2. 3 times, now 5 plus 2 is 7. And 3 times 7 equal to 21. Here we have 5 plus 9 plus 7. We have to add 9 plus 7 is 16. Now 5 plus 16 is also 21. C, we have 2 times 7, 7 times 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 7 times 3 is also equal to 21. Here we have 2 plus 1 times 7. 1 times 7 is 7, and 2 plus 7 equal to 9. So where is the odd answer? The different answer is, here is a 21. Here is a 21, here is a 21. So this fraction is not equivalent to others. Here we have on number 9, Zirak brought 3 over 4 kilogram of meat. He used a half kilogram to make a dinner. How much of meat it was left? Here we have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 2. Now we cannot subtract. We have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2, which is equal to 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Now I can subtract. Now 3 minus 2 is 1, and I keep 4 as it is. So the answer is 1/4 kilogram. And here we have number 10. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7, and I keep 6 as it is. Now the answer is 4 and 7 over 6. We don't have it here, so we can also divide it 7 by 6. 7 divided by 6 is 1. Okay, and 1 times 6 is 6, minus, here we have 1. Now we added this 1, the quotient, to this 4. 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, and here the remainder is 1 over 6. So where is 5 and 1 over 6? So the answer is B. And here we have number 11, which is not a factor of 200, is 3. And here we have 5,387 plus 2,498. Let's add these two numbers, and where is the answer? When we add and when we subtract, we always start it from ones. 7 plus 8 is 15, 5 and 1 here. 1 plus 8 is 9, and 9 plus 9 is 18. Now 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So the answer is 7,885. 7,885. So the answer is not here. That is the lesson of today. I hope you understand. Thank you.